This is a book we're proud of, especially proud because we hit it at the right time. Had we not done this Place in the Sky, which is a history of our local airport here now, the Arnold Palmer Regional Airport, this book could not have been done. And it was just an accident. I went over there one day talking to Gene Lakin, and I said, you know, you guys ought to do a history. And one thing led to the other. We located two 95-year-old pilots and the wives of two 95-year-old wives around that age whose husbands had died, tremendous photos and so on. And we scanned 1,000 pictures, okay? And it took us a while to generate all the research. The back part of the book is full of newspaper accounts that go back practically to the last century. But what's nice about this book is that there are two sections here on the college. And in the course of researching, we found out that really the first airport was here on the St. Vincent campus, up where Rooney Hall is. And it became the first airport by accident. We found this out by researching the monastery archives and connecting them to newspaper accounts and so on. In 1919, there were some pathfinders. They called them Air Force pilots, Signal Corps they called it then, with an old Jenny, couple of them, looking for airmail routes through the area. And it's a very dangerous way through here in early aviation because they called the ridge here, Laurel Mountain, Death Stretch, because it always is foggy. You can see that by living here, you can see that. One day, one of these planes, a Curtiss military Jenny, got caught in the storm and landed. They saw the big field there. Well, immediately, people from the town started coming out, because an airplane was, a strange thing to see, accompanied by 4 or 5 monks. So the monks said, well, why don't you stay the night? So they got treated royally. The next day they took off and they spread the word down in Washington, hey, even if you're not in trouble, land there because these monks will give you a great meal and a great place to stay. So they named it an emergency landing field, the government did. So a guy from Scottdale, Charlie Carroll, went and bought one of these old Jennies. They were selling them like for $50, Army surplus. He was learning how to fly, and he was practicing on the ground. Suddenly the plane took off. He didn't know how to land it. He just had to. He got drifted over this way and landed there at Rooney Field. He knew it was an emergency field. Looked around and he saw where the railhead was and where old Route 30 was, and he said, that's a neat place to start a commercial airfield. He was one of the pioneers for that. And he did. He rented a farm and a little runway, and it developed into the airport that we have now over the years. There's another section in here on the monks who started the world's first college-connected air school. Those guys are gone now, and that was started under an abbot named Aurelius. And at that time, to help get the school underway with this project, they bought a new standard biplane. And I think Father Aurelius bought it because the company painted their airplanes green and gold. I mean, out of all the other models, he got this one. And he went up, circling in it, and he had a football for a game to be played that day. And he dropped the football from the plane down onto the playing field. That lasted for some time, a few years, then the Depression hit. But from very early on, the airport has had close connections with the college.